How's it going, everyone? Hey C here, bringing you a collection of various tips and other small things of note that might make your life as a hunter a little easier. Some of these things you may already know and consider them super obvious, but I still come across players who have no idea about some of them, so I wanted to share some of these small things I've picked up on here and there. Now, there are not going to be any real spoilers in the video, but there are some of the areas and mechanics that aren't unlocked until midway through the story mode. If you want to go in completely unspoiled, then now is the time to click away. Okay, let's get started with a tour around Astera, and there's a lot of things to look at here. First up is the Resource Center. This is where you'll pick up your bounties, investigations, and hand in your deliveries. Besides the regular bounties that you can do, giving you armor spears to upgrade your defenses, there's also the weekly or limited bounties. These are often more specific in what monster you need to hunt, and a bit tougher to complete too. Good news is you have a full week to do them, and the rewards are very well worth it. Besides the armor spears, you'll also be given several types of Wyverian prints, and a few other rewards such as eggs. But the prints is what we really want, as they can be spent over by the Elder Melder to get you rare monster parts such as plates and especially the gems. So if you have a monster that simply refuses to drop a gem for you, this is another way to get it. In regards to the investigations, which you should be doing when you're farming for materials, as they give more rewards rather than repeating the optional hunts. Once you reach 250 investigations, the older ones will start getting overridden by the new ones acquired. The only way to really sort through these 25 pages of quests is heading to the Unregistered tab. Doing this will order them after star rating, starting with the highest ones. It's not perfect, but it's what we got for now. If we head over to the Forge, one thing you can do is sort the armor pieces however you want, be it after defense level, elemental resistance, skills, or whatever. Doing this is handy if you want to make mixed sets, or just looking for a specific skill. Once you reach high rank, you can also press the option or menu button to change the colors. This also works for your Palico armors. Look how stylish he is. Your own equipment can also be sorted in various ways, so you can always quickly get to the parts you want to upgrade. Speaking of upgrading, should you regret some of the weapon choices you make, most weapons can be rolled back to some extent. But keep in mind, some upgrades lock you in. You'll recognize these by the special borders around the weapon icons. Upgrading into one of these, there's no going back from that. So make sure you got the right one before you dump a heap of cash and materials on it. Taking a look at your inventory, you can rearrange the item bar in the lower right corner if you feel the order of items doesn't really work out for you. Go to your inventory screen and press triangle on PS4 or Y on Xbox. Now you can sort your items just the way you want them to be. This also goes for the ammo types for those who use bowguns. When you have it all set up the way you like, you should take a look at the radial menu and set that up to your preferences as well. Once you've sorted all of that, head to your item box and save the loadout. Both radial menu and the item bar are bound to your saved loadouts, so switching to another loadout can undo all the work you've just done. Speaking of the radial menu, go to the options and change it to type 2. This means you'll now need to click the right stick to use the item. You'll never accidentally use the wrong item simply by looking at it. So when you're talking to some of the NPCs, some of them are really happy to just keep yapping on, telling you their life story, going on and on about stupid crap you don't care about. And all you really want to do is just buy a couple of things or pick up a quest. If you press circle or B, depending on your console, you can skip all their nonsense and get right down to business. Another thing you can do to speed things up a little is when talking to the handler for a quest, holding R1 or RB speeds up her animation a bit. This also works on quest boards. Not sure why it isn't like that by default. I guess sitting around doing nothing all day have a way of slowing you down. Ain't that right? You stupid bitch. If you swing by the canteen, you can go around the chef's big grill and talk to him. He'll give you quests to improve the food you can get before going out hunting. While obvious to some, I've seen some players be around 80 hours in before they realized this was possible. While we're at the canteen, if you sit down and go to the gestures, drink from your mug about 7 times and get up again, your hunter will be drunkenly staggering around till they lose their balance. This doesn't do anything, but you'll feel good about it. So now that we head out to the field, there's still plenty of things to look out for. First of all, the map can be used for more than just show you where you are and where the monster is. Using the filter, you can highlight specific objects such as places to mine, bone piles, various plants, slinger ammo, and smaller monsters. You can even click the right stick to have your scout flies lock onto anything, and they'll show you the fastest way to whatever you choose. Also, in the lower left corner, you can see a list of the large monsters in the area. Again, clicking the stick on either of those will make the scout flies prioritize that specific monster. Something to look out for in the wilds is the wiggly lychee, whatever. When eating this little bug, you gain a tiny stamina boost, but more importantly, your stamina use is halved for some time. This is extremely useful for hunters using bows and dual blades. So if you come across one of these, put it in your mouth. Do it. Eat that dirty. They can be found in just about all areas, but it's most common in the ancient forest. Some places on the map require you to crawl under things to get to where you want to go. Even some camps are hidden behind small holes to crawl through, so it's something you'll be doing quite often. If you press your sprint button while crawling under it, your hunter will crawl faster, and usually go right into a sprint once they stand up. So when you're out on the stroll and you find a pond of fish, a normal person would take out the fishing pole and catch a few. But did you know you can also use the net to catch fish? If aimed correctly, you can even snag multiple at the same time. But be careful, once you fire that net, any fish that's nearby will get spooked and hide away for a time. And while we're on the subject of the net, it can also be used to kill smaller critters such as vespoids without destroying their bodies. It'll take a couple of hits, but it guarantees you can carve them. Let's talk about mantles. I haven't unlocked every single one yet, but I'd say I have the most of them. First of all, the Effluvia Gases in the Rotten Vale slowly damages you over time. One way to counter this temporarily is equipping a mantle. As long as the mantle is active, it'll completely negate any damage from the gas. Keep in mind this doesn't work against the gas coming directly from the Elder Dragon Valhazak. Once a mantle is depleted, you'll need to remove it before the cooldown sets in. Your hunter will not automatically remove it while in combat, but when just wandering around, it's removed automatically. The ghillie mantle can be used for a couple of things. Normally when carrying an egg from a nest, just about everyone will suddenly consider you a prime target and do anything they can to trip you up and break the egg. If you put on the ghillie mantle before you picking up the egg, however, nothing is going to give you a hard time. In fact, you'll be completely ignored by everyone. You can also use the ghillie in the special arenas to load up the cannons before the monster even knows you're there, letting you do massive damage with both cannons and a suspended boulder before even taking out your weapon. Oh yeah, and while we're on the subject of cannons, going to either side of them lets you aim them to let loose that barrage of cannonballs with greater precision. So you're in the Coral Highlands, beating the shit out of some monster unlucky enough to cross paths with you, earning those 6 star points. But what's this? Running away to take a nap already? And it's all the way up at the top. You can now take the Batman route or the Spider-Man route. The Batman route involves the glider mantle and is by far the fastest way. Running up to this upstream here, with the glider mantle in your inventory, you can jump into it and be shot directly up at the top and bring down the Hammer of Justice. At the top, there is also a couple of smaller upstreams that can be used for mounting attacks. Alternatively, if you don't have the glider with you, in best Spider-Man style, you can use the slinger with the wedge beetles to get up there without even touching the ground. Simply grapple your way from one shit. God damn it. Simply grapple your way from one point to the next. Easy. Nailed it, no problem. So since we're talking about slingers, let's go through some of the things you can do with this wrist-mounted slingshot. Whenever you place bombs to blow up a sleeping monster, you can use the slinger to detonate them, without the risk of accidentally waking up the monster early. Oh god damn it, I'm trying to do a thing here, man. So anyway, even if you don't have any slinger ammo, the net can be used to blow up the bombs. So besides using it to trigger some of the traps scattered around various maps, and shooting flash pods at whatever monster with an allergy to the ground, you can use the torch pods to clear out effluvium for some time. That'll hurt a monster if they step on it, and even soften up the hardened parts of a lavasia. Also, vespoids are attracted to both torch pods and bright moss. Meanwhile, water moss can remove the mud of Bareth and Giratotus. And for some reason remove the electric charge on Tobi-Kadachi. I guess cause the fur gets wet or something. Crystal Burst and Scatternauts both cause monsters to flinch, and Scatternauts can be used to lure monsters with noise. Note that if a monster have you pinned down, you can use the Slinger to keep them from doing their follow-up attack in time. You can even use it when mounting a monster, most effectively with the Slinger Thorn. Use it on the head to cause extra stun damage. When you go toe-to-toe with the Elder Dragons, you'll come across a Slinger ammo type called Dragon Pods. These don't really do much damage, but they do have the Elder Seal effect that some weapons have, suppressing the special abilities of Elder Dragons, such as Kajaladora's Wind Pressure or the Fire Aura of Atiastra. These will come in handy when tangling with Elder Dragons. When out on the hunt with your Palico, should you be stunned, paralyzed, or otherwise unable to move because you took one too many smacks to the face, hit that menu button and press square or X to send out a signal. This will alert your Palico that you're in trouble and it'll come to your aid if it can. It doesn't work 100% of the time, as the Palico can be in the middle of an attack. It might also be stunned or knocked down, and sometimes it'll just miss you. It's not perfect, but it's better than just standing around waiting to get smacked down again. The first couple of times when mounting a monster, you have large prompts telling you what you need to do and when you need to do it. After a short time, these prompts go away and you'll need to figure out what to do yourself. Or do you? In fact, if you pay attention to the upper right corner of the screen, the game will highlight which actions you should be taking. You'll never have to guess if you need to brace or move again. So once you've given your target monster a good beating and it's limped off to get some rest, you can choose to catch it if you like. Catching a monster can give a better chance at certain rewards. It'll also give you more research points after the hunt. Furthermore, you'll be able to fight the monster again in the special arena. Usually the approach to catching a monster is to set it in a trap and then throwing 2 trank bombs at it. But it can be done the other way around too. Throw trank bombs first and then set up the trap afterwards. The tranquilizer effect lasts for a while and it won't wake up the monster. So if you see another monster coming in to spoil the fun, this is a slightly safer way to capture. The upgraded flashfly traps from your Palico can also be used to capture a monster. By the way, you'll know if a monster is ready for capture if it has a skull icon on your minimap. While you're out on the hunt with your buddies, should any of you find yourself low on potions, rations, or the like, you can share these kind of items with each other. Simply go to the desired item, select give, and have your friend come pick it up. Who knows, maybe it'll save his life down the road. Once you're a good chunk into the story, you'll have the option of buying the Power Charm and Armor Charm. Having these in your inventory will raise your attack and defense stats a bit. They're pretty expensive, but I feel they're worth the price. Then a bit further in, when you've come across the Bagel Goose... Basil Geese? Whatever, this is this fucking guy. Don't worry about finding him, that shit's easy. All you have to do is pick a fight with any monster you come across, and in about 20 seconds, this asshole flies in, starts shitting all over the area, before nosediving into all the shit, causing everything to explode all around you. So once you build up the nerve to start smacking him around some, and get some of his talents, you can combine these with the Power Charm and Armor Charm to increase their efficiency. To add on to this, you can buy the original Power and Armor Charms once more. Having all of these in your inventory stacks the effects further, improving all your stats. It'll take up 4 slots of space, but in the end I consider it a worthwhile investment. So that's a bunch of things I picked up on while playing this fantastic game, and I'm sure there's several other things I didn't even bring up. If you know some more of these things, why not let us know in the comments below? And if you enjoyed this video, hey, why not leave a like? Maybe share it with your fellow hunters. Subscribe now if you haven't already to stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next time.